O with the info. I got the profit up. I always double up. Everybody pressure.
What it do, y'all? It's your man, Mr. O with the info. Give me what you need to know. But you ain't here for me, though. So, you see the title. And we about to get it in tonight. About to add pressure. But first, I'm going to need y'all to hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. You see, we have an individual that this country seems not to understand. His family is too powerful for the likes of people. And no, I'm not talking about the Bushes, not talking about the Kennedys, not even talking about the Trumps. I am talking about the Bidens. Yes, oh yes, Joe Biden, the current POTUS that's currently in chair. So we got to go ahead and look at some interesting clips to go ahead and display the mob boss that we call Joseph Robin Biden. All right, that's it. What to do, y'all? It's your man, Mr. O with the info. Give me what you need to know. But, you ain't here for me though. What to do, y'all? It's still Labor Day, September 4th, 2023. And we about to go ahead and get to this expose about President Joseph Robin Biden, mob boss, criminal crime family. That is the Biden family that's currently in office. Never before have we, since the Kennedys or since the Bushes, had a prominent political family in office at this magnitude. So, that being said, I want to go ahead and kick this doozy right with a little humor. The sound of the future, man. Yo, I think that's Gen Alpha right there. You know, see, y'all have to understand that Joe Biden and his family, India alike, really had did a number so far in their 4 years of office, and it all started with the prodigal son. You know, Hunter Biden is a particular individual. You know, he basically likes to find the things of the American lifestyle. You know, Cadillacs, cocaine, apple pie. You know, the like. So Hunter Biden basically destroyed the whole family name within 4 years. 4 years. And it behooves me when I hear people talk about um the son and the father and people in the community or people in general are just oblivious or just want to deny the fact that this particular individual, Joe Biden. So I'm about to go ahead and try and find some clips, hit the subscribe button, share button in between. I'll be right with you. Thank y'all for your patience. I had to go ahead and load up the clip. I don't know why I had them in order like that, but yeah. So Joe Biden, son Hunter, kicked off the whole hornet's nest of people want to dig in their business. When Trump was running against or was having a debate with this particular individual, he had dropped a little bomb on little Hunter's endeavors to the degree that even members of the press, Congress, and in between, been trying to dig up some information. So let's see how it all went down, kicked off. Come on, internet. Uh, well, that's loading up. I'm waiting for it to load up. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So 1 second. I ain't want that. I ain't want that at all. Dang it. Sorry for the technical difficulties, people. You gotta give me a second because I'm trying to play this particular clip right now and it won't let me. Uh, but as that video is about to load up again, it's your man, Mr. O, with the info. Give me what you need to know. But you ain't here for me though. Hopefully it start playing right now. Uh, what's up in here? Creepy Joe. That's right. That's right, Excel. Excellent. Fair use. Mr. Speak on it. What it do, bro? What it do?
was paying this woman
My bad.
through
Hey,
his
hold
law
on, start
firm
that back over. My
and
bad.
then writing it off as business tax exemptions. Most people write off, their write off things for their.
Thank you, Mr. Speak on it. Hold on, let me go back and try to get that clip right back. Thank you, appreciate that. Well, basically, she was just displaying and trying to go ahead and say that old Hunter was doing some things that he wasn't supposed to be doing, and people ain't been trying to call him out on it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm the main over here. I got smoke for Mr. Biden, his cabinet, his little family. Ever since he had basically led my whole entire people astray with that so-called drop on Charlamagne the God's podcast or interview when he said, "If you don't vote for me, you ain't black." So I'm trying to show why black people, this is who you voted for. So let me go ahead and try to replay this again. Sorry for the delay.
So when Hunter Biden paid for this woman to do this with him, to travel across state lines from California to Washington, D.C. on June 15th, this is a violation of the Mann Act. This was prostitution. Let me continue. Did Hunter Biden also use his company, Owasco PC, to pay prostitutes?
Can you hold on one second?
Chairman?
Yeah, we'll give you this additional time back.
Thank you.
That was-
So regarding Mann Act violations, what we can do is, given by the statute, we can turn those over to the House Ways and Means Committee, and then we can they can decide to vote to turn them over to you regarding Mann Act.
Thank you, Mr. Ziegler. So talking about Hunter Biden using his company, Owasco PC, to pay prostitutes, this is also a suspicious activity report showing that victim one, the woman that was paid for prostitution that traveled from California to Washington, D.C., paid for by Hunter Biden. This is an excerpt from a SARS report that we've read in the Treasury, and I think you all have looked at these too, showing that victim one was supposedly an employee of Owasco. But I would like to point out, this is not really what most paralegals do for law firms. And it's very serious that Hunter Biden was paying this woman through his law firm and then writing it off as business tax exemptions. Most people write off, their write off things for their taxes through their businesses, like a meal or say office supplies. But can you confirm for me that Hunter Biden had written off payments to prostitutes through his law firm, Owasco?
I appreciate the question given by the statute. I'm limited in my testimony today, and I respectfully would need to turn those records over to the House Ways and Means Committee.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ziegler. One last question. You referred to one of the assistants as West Coast assistant. I believe this is the West Coast assistant. Could you agree with that?
So I can tell you that there were deductions for what we believe to be escorts, and then that $10,000 golf club membership. Yes, that was not a golf club membership. That was for a sex club payment.
That was for a sex club payment. Payments such as this from Hunter Biden to prostitutes. Also, Mr. Shapley.
Come on.
Mr. Chairman, we're 1 minute and 53 seconds over. As long as Ms. Ocasio-Cortez can get equal time, she can keep going.
I will let Ms. Green wrap up 5 seconds, and then I'll give Mr. Mafume additional time.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Shapley, you started an investigation into Hunter Biden, codenamed Sportsman, which opened in November of 2018. It was an offshoot of an investigation the IRS was conducting into a foreign-based amateur online pornography platform. This is evidence
Chairman,
Ms.
of Hunter
Chairman,
Biden
it's
making
over time
sex,
and it's
excuse me, this is my time,
unbecoming of
making
this
pornography.
Should we be displaying this, Mr.
Gen-
Chairman,
gen-
in the committee?
Gentle lady's time's expired and went 2.5 minutes over.
Chairman,
If
can I
Mr.
have a point of
Bafume
order?
wants the 2.5 minutes, he can have it. If he wants to yield some to Ms. Ocasio-Cortez when she goes, she can have it. We'll make it right. 2.5 minutes. You all
Mr.
have an
Chairman.
extra 2.5 minutes. Chair recognizes Mr.
Mr.
Bafume
Chairman,
for
point
5
of order.
minutes.
Point of order, Mr. Chairman. Is that
State your
here?
point.
My understanding is that this committee was provided the suspicious activity reports on the condition that it not publicize them for the reason that they are not actually even allegations. My colleague from Georgia has now just
Good point. However, that suspicious activity report has been public for years. That suspicious activity report was on the internet long before I became chairman of this committee. So that particular suspicious activity report has already been publicized.
thank you for that clarification. She had said it was part of the thousands she reviewed, but I appreciate the clarification.
Public and able,
All right,
that we all
all right,
reviewed
all
in the
right.
treasury.
Chair's reclaim.
Y'all heard it right there. That's the first part of this whole thing with Hunter. You know, Hunter, let me go come back real quick. As I go ahead and try to look for more. See, Hunter was a very, very bad boy, you know what I'm saying? Did y'all know that this he's your typical Gen Xer raised by a silent generation dad? You know, he didn't even do nothing until he was about 40 years old, and he got a naval officer job, and then for some reason, he got dishonorably discharged. Did y'all know that? Poppy Dearest, I don't know how you took that well. Let me go ahead and try and find that clip for y'all. Again, go ahead, hit the like button, subscribe button, and if you want to go ahead and support the show, you can sock it to my pocket at $MISTERO070, all cap but no cap on Cash App. All right. President and his family. Let's go ahead and take a further look into Hunter Biden and his past 8 years and everything, and see what's been going on with this character and how he plays a pivotal role in this whole takedown of an American crime family. You know what I'm saying? Not like the Lucchese's, not like the Bonanos. We are talking about the Bidens tonight. You know what I'm saying? So. So I'm about to go ahead and bring to the screen one more thing about Mr. Hunter Biden and his daddy Joe. My bad.
Bad judgment in my family. My son, who's over 40, just joined the United States Navy, is about to be sworn in as an officer.
But pride soon turned to disgrace. Hunter failing a drug test 1 month after receiving his commission, testing positive for cocaine, and discharged less than honorably.
We have a lot of bad judgment in my family. My son, who's over 40, just joined the United States Navy, is about to be sworn in as an officer.
But pride soon turned to disgrace. Hunter failing a drug test 1 month after receiving his commission, testing positive for cocaine, and discharged less than honorably.
Yeah. Maybe all this behavior don't too far from the tree. You know what I'm saying? Joe, you know, he probably had, you know what I'm saying, some ways in his life. You know what I'm saying? We for damn sure know that he's descended from a person like that enjoyed the life, you know what I'm saying, and had other people pay for it. Did y'all know that majority of these presidents of today are related? Like every single last one of them are related. And they all have one common ancestor. and we gonna find out who that ancestor is in 1 second. See, we ain't playing no games. This what's the name in this new era? We got the information. We ain't going. People think we just out here being slow and whatnot, just follow along, go along, get along. No. We are gonna crack the bag on this whole entire case. We are about to go ahead and crack the bag and try to go ahead and tell black people who they really truly voted for. Yeah, I know Trump
Did you
ain't
know all
bad.
44 U.S. presidents have carried European royal bloodlines into office? 34 have been genetic descendants from just one person, Charlemagne, the brutal 8th century king of the Franks. 19 of them directly descended from King Edward III of England. In fact, the presidential candidate with the most royal genes has won every single American election. This information comes from Burke's Peerage, which is the Bible of aristocratic genealogy, based in London. Every presidential election in America, since and including George Washington in 1789 to Bill Clinton, has been won by the candidate with the most British and French royal genes. Of the 42 presidents to Clinton, 33 have been related to two people, Alfred the Great, King of England, and Charlemagne, the most famous monarch of France. So it goes on. 19 of them are related to England's Edward III, who has 2,000 blood connections to Prince Charles. The same goes with the banking families in America. George Bush and Barbara Bush are from the same bloodline, the Pierce bloodline, which changed its name from Percy when it crossed the Atlantic. Percy is one of the aristocratic families of Britain to this day. They were involved in the gunpowder plot to blow up Parliament at the time of Guy Fawkes. If America declared its independence from the European monarchy, every single president has descended from European monarchs. What are the odds that we would always choose members of British and French royal blood? The Americas have always been owned and governed by states as being among those defeated during the wars of so-called independence. David Icke wrote, "If it really is the land of the free, and if, as is claimed, I expect that the 43 presidents from George Washington to George Bush would express that genetic diversity. You're having a laugh. The presidents of the United States are as much a royal dynasty as anything in Europe, from whence their bloodlines came." Researchers like David Icke, Michael Tessarian, and Fritz Springmeier, along with Foundation Peerage, the Roman Piso homepage, and other reliable genealogical sources, have documented these royal presidential bloodlines. Actually, by branching out far enough on the presidential family tree, the dedicated researcher will find that all 44 presidents share kinship, belonging to the same general ancestry, often called the 13th Illuminati bloodline, the Merovingian line, and or the Windsor-Bush bloodline. David Icke wrote, "If you go deeply enough into the genealogical research, you will find that all the presidents are from this line." A spokesman for Burke's Peerage, the Bible of royal and aristocratic genealogy based in London, has said that every presidential election since and including George Washington in 1789 has been won by the candidate with the most royal genes. Now we can see how and why. United States presidents are not chosen by relationships are sometimes distant 10th or 15th cousins, but in a country with hundreds of millions to choose from, this simply cannot be chance or coincidence. Gary Boyd Roberts, a genealogist at the New England Historic Genealogical Society, thoroughly traced these connections in his book, Ancestors of American Presidents. George W. Bush himself is directly related to 16 former U.S. presidents, including George Washington, Millard Fillmore, Franklin Pierce, Abraham Lincoln, Ulysses Grant, Rutherford B. Hayes, James Garfield, Grover Cleveland, Teddy Roosevelt, William H. Taft, Calvin Coolidge, Herbert Hoover, Franklin D. Roosevelt, Richard Nixon, and Gerald Ford. Did you know all 44
All right, that's part
US
one.
presidents
All right, so
have
y'all get the
carried
gist of it.
European
So,
royal
um,
bloodlines into office?
sorry about
34
that.
have been
Hold on
genetic
one second. So y'all get the gist of it. Like my man George Carlin once said, it's one. You know, I hate to tell y'all that. You know what I'm saying? It's one big club, and you're not in it. I'm not in it. Some of y'all hope y'all not in it. You know, it is what it is. But we're gonna go try to find part two real quick. Because it's gonna get better. It's gonna get better. It's going to get better. It's going to get better. Yeah, see, mob ties, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, everybody want to talk about Trump being a thug, a criminal, but we literally got a boss in office right now. You know what I'm saying? And it's only gonna get better. It's only gonna get better. Hold on. I'm going to find this other video. One sec. All right. Why it keep on doing that? There we go. Here we go. Fair use. As soon as it pop right up. As soon as it pop right up. Here we go. Oh, come on. Play. Oh, 1 second, y'all. Should pop right up, y'all. Just give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, y'all. You gotta love Wi-Fi in Chicago. You gotta love it. But as y'all go ahead and sit there, and hopefully you're enjoying the show so far, I'm trying to go ahead and open up the floodgates on this one and show y'all how I see and why I call Joe Biden the mob boss of the United States. And he's got all y'all about to go and kiss the ring. Here we go.
Bush is closely related to the King of Albania and has kinship with every member of the British royal family and the House of Windsor. He's related to 20 British dukes, the 13th cousin of Britain's Queen Mother, and of her daughter, Queen Elizabeth. He's 13th cousin once removed from Prince Charles and has direct descent from King Henry III, Charles II, and Edward I of England. Through the House of Windsor and King Henry III, the Bushes and Bill Clinton are genetically related as well. According to Burke's peerage, even according to the official genealogy, Bill Clinton is genetically related to the House of Windsor, the present royal family of Britain. To every Scottish monarch, to King Henry III of England, and to Robert I of France. John Forbes Carey, his 16th cousin. Monarchs are also secret society brothers in the infamous Skull and Bones fraternity. John Carey descends from King Henry II of England and Richard the Lionheart, leader of the Third Christian Crusade in 1189. He also has links to royalty in Albania, Sweden, Norway, Denmark, Russia, Persia, and France, but still not enough royal genes to top George Bush. Earlier in 2000, we see the same story. George W. Bush ran neck and neck with Al Gore, another supposed Democrat and cousin of the Bush family. Michael Tessarian wrote, Al Gore is a descendant of Edward I, Roman emperors Louis I, II, and Charles II, and is a direct descendant of Charlemagne, which makes him a distant cousin of Richard Nixon and George W. Bush. So the top Democratic candidates against Bush in 2000 and 2004 were actually his cousins. The publishing director for Burke's Peer in the History of the United States have two presidential candidates been as well endowed with royal alliances. There has always been a significant royal factor in those who aspired to the White House, with Presidents George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, Franklin Roosevelt, and Ronald Reagan, among others, all boasting blue blood links. Al Gore, a descendant of Edward I, he is also a cousin of former U.S. President Richard Nixon, who resigned from the White House in 1974 for his part in the Watergate scandal. However, Al Gore does have direct links to the Holy Roman Empire. He is descendant of Roman emperors Louis II, Charles II, and Louis I, and is therefore also a direct descendant of Charlemagne, the 8th century emperor. The problem is that Gore's Charlemagne links, by placing members on both sides of America's faux political dichotomy, the old monarchs have guaranteed their right to throne under the guise of democratic elections. Back in 1996, we see the same tactic, as Democrat Bill Clinton defeated Republican Bob Dole, his cousin. David Icke wrote, even Bill Clinton and Bob Dole, who opposed each other at the 1996 election, are distant cousins. They can trace their ancestry to England's King Henry III, who reigned from 1227 to 1273, and U.S. Presidents William Henry and Benjamin Harrison. Clinton has far more royal blood than Dole, and is directly descended from the same bloodline as the House of Windsor. Every Scottish monarch, and King Robert I of France. This is why he was the Brotherhood's choice. The Windsor-Bush bloodline reaches from the American presidents back to British and European royalty. And it doesn't stop there. It continues back through Roman emperors, and King Louis XVI. The French line continues back through from Louis XV to the First, Charles XI to the First, Henry IV to the First, Philip V to the First, Robert II, and many other French monarchs. It passes the de Medici family, specifically Catherine de Medici of France, who supported Columbus's expedition to the New World, along with bloodline Queen Isabella of Castile, King Ferdinand of Spain, and the House of Lorraine. Bush is closely related to the King of Albania and has kinship with every member of the British royal family and the House of Windsor.
All right, that was it. That was it. See, now y'all probably want to know, like, why Mr. O was telling us about these people being related, because they are they might not have mentioned old Biden in that mix, but guess what? He got some ancestors as well that's in that mix. And let's just say that one of his ancestors, you know what I'm saying, basically paints the same pattern as him today. You know, they did the same things. And let me go ahead and pull up his distant relative real quick. Let me go ahead and pull up his distant relative real quick. Give me 1 second, y'all. All right. So, just to tell y'all again that these people are all related, you know what I'm saying? It's one big club and none of us are included. Let's go ahead and take a look at uh Joe Biden's lineage, you know what I'm saying? Let's go see who he descended from. Okay. Biden's ancestral Chinese connect. Okay. Okay. U.S. presidential candidate Joe Biden has an ancestral connect with India. Oh, you know what? I think I jumped the gun a little bit too quick. Hold on. Let me go back. Let me go back. I jumped the gun a little bit too quick. Uh, hmm. Let me see. I think I jumped the gun a little bit too quick. I ain't mean to jump the gun out that what's the name? But yeah, just to let y'all know, there's a possibility that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are cousins. Yeah, I just read that little line from the top of the page and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So they are closely related. All right, let's see who old Joe is related to. Hold on. Oh wow, I thought I had this what's the name already set up. Yeah, I know y'all. I'm new to this, something like that. I'm new to this. Supposed to have my ducks in a row, but it's all right. It's okay. It's okay. Y'all gonna rock with me anyway. All right. So first, we gotta understand who is Joe Biden's distant relative. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, they all connected, and it's go way back when. This whole plan of taking over the country government go way back even to the early other part of the millennium. You know, the early the 1000s, 1100s. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and take a look see of Joe Biden's yeah, King John and the Magna Carta. Today, King John is synonymous with the signing of the Magna Carta, chasing the outlaw Robin Hood, and being an especially cowardly lion in the animated 1973 film. But who was King John, you might ask? Okay, let's look. John Plantagenet was the youngest of Henry's II's 5 legitimate sons. It was never expected to inherit land, earning him the nickname Jack Lackland. However, following the failed rebellion of his elder brothers against the crown, John soon became Henry's favorite child and was appointed Lord of Ireland and given lands in England. John's eldest brothers, William, Henry, and Geoffrey, all died young. And by the time his remaining brother, Richard, also known as Richard the Lionheart, became king in 1189, John was potentially heir to the throne. On his deathbed in 1199, Richard named John his successor, and he was crowned king. But the English barons has another contender in mind, John's nephew, the young Arthur of Brittany. In attempting to take a June in Maine and France, Arthur besieged his grandmother, Eleanor of Aquitaine. Facing rebellion, John launched a counterattack and succeeded in capturing all the rebels and the leaders, amongst them the young Arthur. By 1203, rumors had spread that John had ordered the murder of his nephew and had cast the body into the river Seine. Ooh, ooh wee, ooh wee. I mean, that was just a little. What's the name? What's the Magna Carta? The Magna Carta basically is like the English version of the Constitution. You know what I'm saying? But we ain't go. It basically forced a negotiation after a ruthless and brutal tax on. Yeah, let me read this. By the year 1215. England was in a political turmoil. King John was an unpopular king and had faced opposition from within his own family, the English barons, and Europe. John's government had become increasingly ruthless and brutal, with taxes soaring. John began to exploit his feudal rights ever more harshly. Discontentment amongst the English barons increased once more, and when negotiations between John and his barons failed, civil war bloomed, and the rebels seized London. Forced to negotiate on the 15th of June of 1215 at a site in Runnymede, King John signed the Magna Carta, a document that placed limitations on the king's power, ensured feudal rights, and reinstated English law. It didn't last long. After the first agreeing the terms of the Magna Carta, John reneged, asking the Pope to declare it invalid. On doing so, the betrayal ignited a civil conflict between the English barons and the monarchy, dubbed the First Barons' War, that lasted for 2 years past John's death and into the reign of his sons, Henry III. Okay. Let me see what I did have it pinned up here that he is this is Joe Biden's great grand daddy right here. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and bring that up to the screen. I know I just had it. Trying to find it. I'm trying to find it. Give me 1 second, y'all. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I'm about to bring it to the screen so I can find. Hold on. See. Yeah, it's gonna get good. It's gonna get real good. I even got video evidence of him. You know what I'm saying? Of what to really expect about this dude by the name of King John. All right, let me go ahead. Right. Ooh, he's getting hot up here. It's getting hot up here. Yep. Here we go. Here we go. This page is more about proving a point, demonstrating the odds of being related than about highlighting any remote relationship to any of these individuals. Let's just go to the part where I want to go to. Oh, here we go. Right here. Let me go ahead and just highlight from right here. All right. The presidential genealogies are excellent proof of this. So far, I have included all 46 American presidential lineages here, but you will quickly observe how all eventually merge into one or more common ancestor, usually around King Edward III of England, born in 1312, or a few generations early, a Raymond Berenger V de Provence and Henry the First or Henry II of England. Per Tim Darling's genealogy page, all 46 U.S. presidents from George Washington to Joe Biden. From George Washington to Joe Biden has a common ancestor in King John Lackland Plantagenet of England. King John is also a common ancestor of both my parents, he said of Robin. So this is a guy that's doing his own what's the name? Found out he was related to both King Lackland and Joe Biden. Mm-mm-mm. And y'all wonder why that's such an important thing, because it's epigenetic out here. You know what I'm saying? How some patterns and everything get passed down to one generation to the next. You know what I'm saying? So let me go ahead and bring a little history on King John Lackland. You know what I'm saying? Of England. Yeah, we're gonna be in here for a while. We're gonna be in here for a while.
Things weren't going well for King John. But instead of being nice and trying to make more friends, he just kept winding everyone up and being really, really annoying.
This is John. He's the King of England. He's got a lot of expensive gear to shell out for. Walls, fleets, castles. Like that. Bad news, he's skint. Good news, he's also the
Fair
King
use.
of Age. The dodgy war con.
Brought my troops. When do we set sail for war on France?
Yeah, really soon. Have you got the cash?
Hang on. You're not going to do that thing again where you pretend there's a war on and we give you a load of money to help fight it, and it turns out there wasn't a war and you just wanted the money.
Safe.
Good. Come on. Here you go.
Okay.
Bosh. He's just been had.
Thanks for your support, man.
Fair
Oh,
use.
I can't believe he got me again. To be fair, he does it the whole time, you know, and we have no choice but to give him what he asks. It's bad enough that he lost all our land in France, and now he's nicking our money. Wife's going to be livid. See you guys.
Who's this geezer? It's our Gamma King John again. We call this one the Lackland Churchland Con.
Sorry, are you the bishop?
Yes, sir.
Good. Right, because I'm a king, and I'm confiscating all your lands.
Right. Okay, don't tell me you're going to sell them back to me.
Not even close. I'm going to sell them back to you.
Bosh. He's already setting up his next con.
I'm going to build a town just so that I can charge them for a royal charter. I'm going to call this con Liverpool. Bosh!
Warning, some of these hustles may turn your people against you and lead to you losing the crown.
It's true. King John really did found the area of Liverpool as a way to make money out of his people. Whose Merseyside is he on, eh? Eventually, the barons had had enough of coughing up cash for greedy King Johnny and decided to make a list of angry demands.
Sound like the apple don't fall too far from the tree, don't it? Y'all. I'm just saying though. I'm just saying the apple don't fall too far from the tree. For real, for real. Let's go back to TikTok and go ahead and see some more of these clips. I got one right here for you. So we are talking about the Biden crime family. Old Joe and his son and daughter. I forgot about his daughter. Hold on. Hold on. Let me go ahead and share that real quick.
Point man. Iraq. Joe goes to Iraq and fails, but the Biden family flourishes. James Biden, his brother, who had no experience in housing, was made part of a $1.5 billion housing deal in Iraq. Who is James Biden? A lobbyist on K Street with no home building experience. Now, given that Giuliani thinks that the RICO statute is the way to bring down the entire Biden crime family, I'll have you know that the money
What's
from
good,
Iraq
David?
went directly to James Biden, but half of it gets funneled back to Joe, as we'll find out. Russia. Hunter Biden received $3.5 million from the wife of the former mayor of Moscow, Yelena Barturina. Net worth, $1.2 billion, 10, and extremely corrupt. So Putin and the wife got him out, and Yelena became an even closer friend of Putin's. Consider Russiagate, the charges against Trump. Then consider the $3.5 million paid to Hunter Biden and the real Russian collusion. Ukraine, Joe Biden, the point man. And pro-Russian Ukrainian Mykola Slavchevsky, sole owner of Cyprus-registered Burisma Holdings. In late 2014, he fled Ukraine amid allegations of self-enrichment and embezzlement. He fled with $5 billion. And with no one left to protect Burisma owner Slavchevsky, in comes point man Joe Biden. And remember, Sleepy Joe was in control of the billions Ukraine would need to survive. Joe's job? Distribute the money effectively and reduce corruption in Ukraine. Joe fails again, but the Biden crime family thrives. Slavchevsky needed protection and knew Joe was for sale. So he made a deal. The deal was he would employ Joe's son Hunter, who was just thrown out of the Navy for using drugs and selling drugs, and a friend of John Kerry's son named Devin Archer, who is now a convicted felon. And each of them would be paid $80,000 per month. Hunter Biden and Devin Archer joined the board to help the gas firm attract U.S. investors, we're told, and improve its corporate governance and expand its operations. A State Department spokesperson declined to comment. Does that pass the smell test? So Hunter's getting $2 million per year. Why? To peddle his dad's political influence. According to Rudy Giuliani, a text message from the number 2 person at Burisma to Hunter Biden, quote, "We're going to need you and Devin to use your influence." Huh? What is Hunter Biden's influence? It's Joe Biden. So Hunter Biden sets up a meeting, all documented by 8 text messages, with Joe Biden. This is smoking gun evidence that Joe Biden has been lying about what he knew about his son's involvement in Burisma. He knew what was going on with his son's involvement at Burisma from day one. Joe Biden was there to protect Slavchevsky because in February 2016, the prosecutor Victor Shokin moved against Burisma on February 1st. And just 2 weeks later, in mid-March, he was fired.
And I was supposed to announce that there was another $1 billion loan guarantee. And I had gotten a commitment from Poroshenko and from Yatsenyuk that they would take action against the state prosecutor, and they didn't. So they said they were walking out to press conference. I said, no, I said, I'm not going to, we're not going to give you the $1 billion. They said, you have no authority. You're not the president. The president said. I said, call him. I said, I'm telling you, you're not getting the $1 billion. I said, you're not getting the $1 billion. I'm going to be leaving here. And I think it was, 6 hours? I said, I'm leaving in 6 hours. If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money. Well, son of a bitch. Got fired. And they put in place someone who was solid.
So Joe gets the prosecuted Shokin fired, brags about it at the CFR, case gets dropped against his son Joe Biden and Slavchevsky, who then returns to Ukraine and keeps his company, while Joe Biden gets much of the money.
Damn it, evidence, ain't it? Damn it, evidence, ain't it? Ooh, wee. Oh, yeah, that's more. There's more. Let's go straight into the next clip. Yeah, people getting fed up, especially in office. You know what I'm saying?
These people didn't come to Hunter Biden because he understood world politics or that he was experienced in it or that he understood Chinese businesses. They wanted him for the access his last name gave them. Access to the Chinese Communist Party they couldn't otherwise get. In March of 2017, the same Chinese company that sent $3 million to Vuk Jeremik sent $3 million to one of Biden's associates, who siphoned off 30%. As Annie Biggs mentioned, we see that repeated over and over again. Siphoned off 30% or $1 million to Hunter Biden, James Biden, Hallie Biden, why she would need that, and an unknown Biden bank account. The committee has written to Vuk Jeremic and Rob Walker, but they have both refused to cooperate with the Oversight Committee. The Biden family needs to answer for this, and the DOJ needs to get off its ass and investigate. We've done the work for them so that they can't screw it up now. If these allegations, any of these allegations are proven true, then someone with the last name Biden needs to be charged, prosecuted, maybe spend a little time in prison to take to account and responsible for the actions they've taken today.
Oh yeah, there's more. There's more. There's definitely more.
The Bidens received over $1 million in 16 different wire transfers over a period of 3 months to at least 5 different banks. The president, when confronted with this information, said it wasn't true. Instead of being honest with the American people, President Biden has claimed since the 2020 election that his family has not received money from China. That was a lie in 2020, and he continues to lie to the American people now. The Bidens have received millions of dollars from China. It is inconceivable that the president did not know it. The White House refuses to correct the president's statements, showing the president is now using the federal government to run interference for his families and his own role in these schemes.
Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? I mean, did y'all hear that? Oh, I mean, even Trump has something to say about it. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it rolling.
It was
But
just
you're right, David,
revealed
with the
that
why.
the 51 intelligence officials who claimed Hunter Biden's laptop from hell was Russian disinformation were not only lying, they were coordinated by the Biden campaign itself. This was corruption at the highest level, and it was a hoax perpetrated by Biden, Secretary of State Anthony Blinken, and partisan intelligence officials to cover up the truth about the Biden crime family's grotesque influence peddling and corruption. Joe Biden stood in front of the world on the debate stage, you remember that, and lied about the biggest scandal in American history.
Former national intelligence folks who said that what he's accusing me of is a Russian plan. They have said that this has all the 5 former heads of the CIA, both parties say what he's saying is a bunch of garbage.
Top is now another Russia hoax.
That's exactly what.
Is this where you're
exactly
going?
what.
This is where he's going. The laptop is Russia.
Gentlemen,
Russia.
I want to stay on the issue of race.
You
okay?
have to be kidding. Here we
Mr.
go
President?
again with Russia.
There has never been a scandal like this one. What Congressman James Comer and Jim Jordan have revealed about the Biden crime family would be Watergate times 10 if this news was revealed just 10 years ago. Our fake news media is corrupt at a level like never seen before. There has never been anything like it. If this kind of information came out in the past, writers would be getting Pulitzer Prizes when Pulitzer Prize meant something. It doesn't mean very much anymore.
Number one. Number two, I don't make money from China. You do. I don't make money from Ukraine. You do. I don't make money from Russia. You made $3.5 million, Joe, and your son gave you. They even have a statement that we have to give 10% to the big man. You're the big man, I think. I don't know. Maybe you're not, but you're the big man, I think. Your son said we have to give 10% to the big man. Joe, what's that all about? It's terrible.
I want to be very clear with the FBI director that Congress has a right and we have the jurisdiction to oversee the FBI. This is one piece of paper that a chairman of committee has requested to see. He hasn't even acknowledged whether he has this document, but he hasn't even provided it. I explained to the director that we will do everything in our power and we have the jurisdiction over the FBI, that we have the right to see this document. I believe after this call, we will get this document.
This is getting better and better. Hey, my African Americans, my FBA, my black people, I still want to ask you this question after you got went gung ho, went took your booty to the pole, even had Charlemagne sit there and actually had to listen. You know what I'm saying? So since we indulge in criminal activity and criminal underworld activity, I see why majority of black people want to go ahead and vote for Joe Biden. You know what I'm saying? He's a gangster. Like straight up. Ain't no which end ways about it. He's a gangster. Real quick. I got you. What do I want to play? Oh, let me play this. Be here for a while. If y'all ain't in here, y'all gonna be missing out on potential information for your ass.
Why is it that the Joe Biden crime family, who is actively being investigated, that at the same time that the House committee is hearing time that President Trump has been hit with indictment? You cannot ignore the timing that is happening. That's why American people are not being swayed by the indictments of Donald Trump, because they see that America as a banana republic.
Can I just ask you a yes/no question?
Yes.
Do you believe that everyone is innocent until proven guilty?
Yes.
So why do you call it the Joe Biden crime family?
Because it's clear that they are guilty. It is clear that they're guilty. We have testimonies. We have Hunter Biden's laptop. We have the evidence. There's no more guessing anymore, right? This is clearly, if this was Donald Trump and
there has
the
not
evidence
been
that's
a
been
trial.
mounted, what they
There
done
has not been
Junior
a trial.
laptop, he would already be indicted and arrested. All right, there would be no more hitting rejected. You understand that they rejected Hunter Biden's plea deal. It was too sweet. It was coming from the Department of Justice to cover up for his son's mistakes, but yet they understood that that was too sweet of a deal. That's why they rejected it.
This has been a Global Player original podcast and a Persephonica production.
Fair use. Yeah. I mean, if it was Trump, everybody been trying to cruise him to the cross and everything, and nobody wants to say anything about this mob boss, this criminal, this charlatan of the masses. Let's go. That's more.
Mr. Weiss, in his capacity as U.S. Attorney, and along with federal law enforcement partners, began investigating allegations of certain criminal conduct by, among others, Robert Hunter Biden. That investigation has been recently referenced in federal criminal proceedings in the District of Delaware. Mr. Weiss, in his capacity as U.S. Attorney, along with federal law enforcement partners, began investigating allegations of certain criminal conduct by, among others, Robert Hunter Biden. That investigation has been recently referenced in federal criminal proceedings in the District of Delaware. Mr. Weiss, in his capacity as U.S. Attorney, and along with federal law enforcement partners, began investigating allegations of certain criminal conduct by, among others, Robert Hunter Biden. That investigation has been recently referenced in federal criminal proceedings in the District of Delaware. Mr. Weiss, in his capacity as U.S. Attorney, and along with federal law enforcement partners, began investigating allegations of certain criminal conduct by, among others, Robert Hunter Biden.
Right.
That investigation has been recently referenced.
Stop, my bad, y'all. So yeah, y'all heard that. And what evidence was on that thing? Let's go ahead and take a look. See. Fair use.
The Gold Star fathers of the 13 American service members that were killed during Joe Biden's withdrawal from Afghanistan have truly had enough. They've had enough of Joe Biden, they've had enough of the entire administration, and they've had enough of the media for pretty much ignoring their stories. You see, yesterday was the 2-year anniversary of when the bodies of those 13 came home in caskets draped with American flags. And as the caskets of those service members were coming off the plane, filled with people who died due to Joe Biden's mistakes, all he could do the entire time was constantly stare at his watch. And yesterday, these Gold Star fathers once again testified before Congress. And you have to listen to what Mark Schmitz said about Joe Biden. He is the father of fallen Marine Lance Corporal Jared Schmitz. Here's what he had to say.
2 years has gone by, and where are we? To be frank, we're knee-deep in bullshit, is where we are. Everyone who held a key position in the military still has that position or has been promoted. John Kirby still sits on his perch, which apparently faces the opposite direction from where all the action was. Lincoln continues to delay key evidence by ignoring delaying subpoenas. Not a single general slapped down their stars, which should have happened 2 years ago when Biden ignored his reliable intelligence. Not a single person has been held accountable. Our so-called leader can't seem to even utter their names in public, not even once. Mr. Biden has run his entire political campaign for 50 years as the family man. Well, I've got news for you, sir. The curtain has been lifting, and that campaign slogan will never work again. We have seen what's going on in your family, and even worse, we've seen how you've been treating us as Gold Star families. And there couldn't be anything more disgusting and cowardly than the way you have treated us. You are a disgrace to this nation. You have no business having ultimate command over our military, and I regret not saying that to your face when I had the opportunity in Dover. I felt it more important to bite my tongue, but I also had more important things on my mind at that time, like receiving my son's lifeless body stateside. While I stood there on the tarmac, watching you check your watch over and over again, all I wanted to do was shout out, "It's 2:30, asshole." But out of respect to the other grieving families, I bit my tongue once again. Well, as you could probably tell by now, I'm done biting my tongue.
Honestly, nothing in this world infuriates me more than how these Gold Star families have been treated. Not just by Joe Biden, but also the corporate media. Did that appear on the front pages of every?
No, that did not. No, that did not. And speaking of that, you know what I'm saying? Let's look at the laptop from hell. You know what I'm saying? But first, you know, you can actually get the report on the laptop from hell. Like, and I got it right here. I thought it was bullshit. Bullshit. You mean to tell me I can actually order what Hunter did on that particular laptop for $50? So I'm trying to figure out, should I give these 3 or 4 $40?
It's just a printed copy of the laptop, you know.
Or $50?
Everything. All the text messages, emails, business deals, and so much more. Everything that's blacked out needs to be, by the way. But it's especially interesting to see this first page. Sorry, inverted. But you can all get it all here. Please hold. So go to this page right there. Go to there, right? And so if you want to purchase it, though, there's a little purchase button at the top. Maybe we should make sure that the politicians all have a copy, you know, just to let them know that we know about all of it. Go to page 458. Cocaine. Oh, this? It's just a printed copy of the laptop, you know.
Yeah.
Everything. All the text messages, emails.
You see that? You see that? And I wonder why everybody's trying to sweep this under the rug so swiftly and everything. Yeah, let's see what AOC had to say about this thing.
Hunter Biden's laptop was cracked open on Capitol Hill today, and his Twitter executives were hauled in to testify under oath about the cover-up that put Joe Biden in the White House. It started off with a bang.
New York Post had this alleged information and was trying to publish it without any corroboration, without any backup information. They were trying to publish it to Twitter. Twitter did not let them, and now they were upset. A whole hearing about a 24-hour hiccup in a right-wing political operation. That is why we are here right now. And it's just an abuse of public resources, an abuse of public time. We could be talking about abortion rights, civil rights, voting rights, but instead we're talking about Hunter Biden's half-fake laptop story.
Why is she bugging? Like,
yeah, we are. Yes, we are on AOC, and I call bullshit with you for pushing them other agendas before even trying to get the truth out of this. You want to push the baby deletions in a country that's basically numbers is dwindling. I gotta do a sidebar because I ain't know this chick actually said this, so I'm gonna do a sidebar on the Biden crime family right now. Go ahead, check this Mamacita, this hot and spicy chick. Shorty, you really try to put all these agendas that's basically destroying black and brown people throughout the whole entire country for some type of political gain and clout, and you trying to go ahead and skeet by because you are the Democrat shield. Like, for real though, we know your backstory. You know what I'm saying? You a government agent too, a government plant. Straight up, we ain't trying to hear this stuff no more, man. And the way you was acting, you was trying to deflect, and trying to give us away from the truth, which is
like that. Maybe she should take her own advice.
All right, listen, okay.
And now if she listens, she might even learn something from these hearings. The laptop's not half fake. The New York Times says it's real. Hunter even admitted it was his.
even Hunter said it was his. Even Hunter. Yeah. And let's see what's the real bag of facts of all this is right here. Let's see what's all how this all ties in together. And we gotta go down low, real low. Know what? Wrong clip. That's gonna be for another show. It's gonna be for another show. You know what I'm saying? Wrong clip. There's more.
Hookers, liars, and stinkers. That's the focus of tonight's angle.
I've never spoken to my son about his overseas business.
Some bullshit.
I've never discussed my business or their business, my sons or daughters, and I've never discussed them because
Now, of course, no one, not a single adult alive with any normal brain activity believes this.
they know where I have to do my job and that's it, and they have to make their own judgments.
Hey, what am I, an asshole?
And he's a grown man, and it turns out he did not do a single thing wrong.
Get the fuck out of here.
Nah, nothing to look at here. Well, the press tried to ignore it all, even when we have Hunter, in his own words, from one of his infamous sex tapes, we hear him talking to a Russian prostitute about how one of his laptops got stolen.
They have videos of me doing this. They have videos of me doing like a couple crazy sex, on my computer, like taking tons of like just left it like that came on.
Sounds like an obvious blackmail possibility. And the prostitute then asked Hunter if he was worried about that possibility.
Yeah, in some way, yeah. Yeah, that's not. Yeah, he knows. I've talked about it all the time. And I would say too, he also knows I make a gazillion dollars.
He also knows that I'll make $1 bazillion, or is it gazillion? He also knows. Does he mean his dad?
Yeah.
It sure sounds like it.
It was a family affair. The boys were older. He had remarried, had a new daughter.
You know, he said, let's just test the waters.
Bowie, I love you. I'm so proud of you. And I'm also so proud of my son, Hunter, and my daughter, Ashley. And my wife, Jill. Our whole family. And this sounds corny, but we found purpose in public life.
Was he a goddamn asshole? What the fuck is he doing?
My campaign has always been a family affair. Every campaign I've run.
In his own words. Now, the president was so close to Hunter that he brought him on overseas trips as vice president, including a 2013 trip to China. Now, see Hunter here in that red sweater, enjoy traditional tea in Beijing. And he continues to travel with his dad, now as president, most recently to Ireland this past April.
I'm here with my sister Valerie,
ancestral home,
my
huh?
youngest son Hunter Biden. Stand up, guys. I'm proud of you.
Get the fuck out of here.
Look at the Irish.
Shameless. And of course, we know at about the same time frame that Hunter Biden was entertaining hookers, doing coke, and participating in orgies, his longtime business partner, Eric Schwerin, visited the White House at least 8 times. That was in 2016, meeting with then Vice President Biden's chief of staff, Steve Ricchetti. The Biden family has gotten very, very wealthy when they have no recognizable business acumen or anything to offer other than their last name. Second, the large sums of money that Biden's son and brother collected during his time in office came from sophisticated people. Third, those sophisticated players prepared to pay millions of dollars to members of the Biden family because they believed they'd get certain benefits in return from the U.S. government. Fourth, whistleblowers with reportedly no partisan motivation have alleged serious interference by the DOJ to stymie and thwart the IRS investigation into Hunter. Fifth, Hunter's plea deal, a couple of misdemeanors for failing to report $1 million in income, and no gun charge, no jail time. At the very least, it looks suspicious. Now, here on The Angle, we try to live in the real world. Every single person in the White House press room knows how all this works. The only defense that they have is that we can't prove that Biden himself did lobbying or was directing Hunter's business. Well, either one of two things is going on here. Number one, that all of Hunter Biden's clients could have been deceived by Hunter, who bamboozled them into just giving him millions for nothing. Return, they got nothing. Or, and this is far more likely, that these foreign entities were getting real value for their money. And a crucial point that I think has gotten lost here, these foreign interests are now encouraged to believe that America is for sale. It doesn't matter if Joe Biden himself sought out the scheme or knowingly took a bribe. Whatever the law says, he managed to get rich off government service. Certainly his family did. The answer isn't here, I think, in response to this, well, let's have another impeachment or let's, have another investigation. Because the only way to fix this is if the voters themselves decide to punish the Democrats and punish them badly. And again, this is why the GOP is going to be wasting its time if it pursues endless investigations here right before a presidential election, as tempting as these possibilities are. We all know what happened here. It's all going to likely backfire by turning Biden into a martyr. Instead, we should turn him into a loser at the polls. And one pillar of the 2024 campaign for Republicans should be the Bidens are getting richer while your family is getting poorer. Or maybe something like re-electing Biden will just mean his family will buy another house as millions of Americans are forced to sell theirs. It's up to Republican candidates to show women, to show independents, and maybe even urban voters why this Biden family grift matters. We know the press isn't going to do it, right? Well, it matters because Biden is compromised on some of the biggest issues facing the country, including China. Hookers, liars, and stinkers. That's the focus of tonight's angle.
Man, that lady said a mouthful, didn't she? Also, didn't she say something about impeachment? In the community, they keep on talking about Trump can't run no more anyway. He got impeached. He got impeached more than one time. Ooh this, ooh that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we kind of poor, gas going up and food prices kind of high, but man, you know what I'm saying? We got Trump about it. He was a bad guy. Yeah. All because he got impeached, right? Hold that. I'll be like, hold that. But first, then that sound just like his granddaddy again, his great granddaddy King John, like he want to go ahead and sell the country.
The reason for this, he's the worst English king in all of history. And the reason for this is really threefold, but we'll get to that. John comes to the throne in 1199 after the death of his brother Richard the Lionheart. He wasn't a very good brother. He tried to depose him several times. Ultimately, however, he would eventually become king. During his kingship, however, he would get into more trouble. What kind of trouble, do you ask? Well, let's go through these one by one. First, he would irritate the papacy so much, this guy in particular, a man named Innocent III, so important that he actually has an action figure, he irritated him so much that Innocent didn't just excommunicate John, he excommunicated the entire country of England, and this forced John to eventually have to do penance to the Pope in order to get unexcommunicated. On top of that, he managed to lose all of the English holdings, or at least most of them, in the Kingdom of France to a king named Philip II. The reason why he did this is because he pursued a courtier of a French nobleman. This ultimately led him into a dispute of if he was a vassal to the King of France or if he owned the lands in France outright, but that's a whole other video. On top of this, he managed to irritate his nobles so much that they rose up against him and forced him to sign the Magna Carta, which dramatically limited the powers of the king. So in other words, John managed to lose all of his lands in France, he managed to excommunicate the entire country of England, and he also managed to lose a lot of his powers to the nobility. This is why there's never been a King John, and there never will be again for all of English history.
Until one of his descendants became president of the United States by the name of Joseph Robert Bean Biden. I'm just saying. Just saying. Just saying. Oh yeah, did I say something about impeachment? Oh.
Joe Biden this September. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy will join me in just a moment to discuss Congress's agenda when members return to Washington in just 2 weeks' time, and whether it will include an impeachment inquiry over allegations of bribery and influence peddling, as well as a potential government shutdown. The president continues to deny he had any knowledge or involvement in his son's overseas business deals, despite mounting evidence and testimony to the contrary. In records reviewed by Fox News Digital, Hunter Biden, then Vice President, while he was business as Vice President. In April of 2010, Hunter Biden sent an email to his business associate, Mark Doyle, who was a agent for Serbia at the time, about setting up a meeting with Serbia officials there, saying, quote, JRB will be in Madrid and I can catch a ride with him and fly over to Serbia and then be back with you. This email, on top of what the House Oversight Committee reports, is 100 whistleblower testimony alleging bribery and 20 shell companies transacting money that was directed to Biden family bank accounts. Joining me right now in this Sunday Morning Futures exclusive is House Speaker Congressman Kevin McCarthy. Mr. Speaker, always a pleasure. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you, Maria.
Will you bring an impeachment inquiry against President Biden this September?
Well, Maria, first you've got to understand, only because Republicans took the majority have we found out what President Biden told us when he was running for office is not true. He said he never had any dealings with his son's business, and that he never even talked to him. We've now found out not only did he call into the meetings, he went to dinner, and after the dinner, Hunter Biden got a new Porsche, that there was 3.5 million transferred. We now found out as he was a sitting vice president, the family created 20 shell companies. They received 16 of 17 payments from Romania while he was vice president. We now found that the money would flow to 9 family members. He has to continue to change this. But since then, we found a movement of his administration of weaponization. We found that now the special prosecutor, David Wise, actually let the statute of limitations run out on Hunter Biden's taxes. We found that the FBI actually informed Hunter Biden and the inaugural committee prior to our ability to go and interview him. We also have a DOJ that tried to give a sweetheart deal to Hunter Biden, and the judge said no. So if you look at all the information we've been able to gather so far, it is a natural step forward that you would have to go to an impeachment inquiry. And just so your viewers understand what that means, that provides Congress the apex of legal power to get all the information they need. Because remember what's laying out there right now. We have an attorney general that could have lied to the American public, which he has now named a special prosecutor. They have said 2 different things. And you have Gary Shapley on a little later today. IRS whistleblowers that have come forward that show that there's two forms of justice when it comes to America. But now when you look at this, it looks like a culture of corruption that's been happening within the entire Biden family. You've got to get to be able to answer that to the American public. The American public deserves that answer.
Yes, we
Who's
do.
lying? What information went on? Who paid? And what foreign governments, when you found now that we know that an FBI actually had an informant, which got to a form of a 1023, claiming that they had bribed then vice president and saying that we would never find the money because they went through shell companies and withheld that from the IRS individuals investigating Hunter Biden.
I think you made such an important point right there that needs to be underlined. We would not know any of this if it were not for even your 5-person majority. Thanks to your investigations, the hearings, the on-the-record testimonies that your investigators have been doing, we have learned a lot about what has taken place allegedly during this period when Joe Biden was vice president. What other evidence are you seeking in order to bring that? Do you need more evidence to prove to your members? Do you have the votes for an inquiry?
Well, we have been out on summer recess right now working in the district. When we go back, we'll discuss this, but we find new information each week. We did not know about the whistleblowers coming forth. We did not know of all these times that the president lied to the American public. Each step we take contradicts what the Bidens had said before. Could you imagine being a sitting vice president and your family's members set up 20 shell companies? American companies don't do that. And then they deal with foreign countries that you got 16 of 17 payments from Romania while.
Let me pause that real quick. Don't this dude sound like a mob boss? Don't he sound like Vito Corleone? With fronts, embezzlements, all type of racketeering, what's the name? How he's not up there with Lucky Luciano? Like, tell me, America, tell me. Y'all so involved in gangsterism that y'all actually letting a gangster run the nation, and y'all trying to throw a supposed gangster in jail. Really? All this evidence. Read it and weep. Let's continue.
Your vice president. And then we have the vice president, now president, claiming that he utilized American tax dollars to withhold from Ukraine to get a prosecutor fired. We just recently found out during break from a business partner with Hunter Biden that they were being pressured when they were on that board to try to do something about that prosecutor. So there's a lot of questions still. And to be able to get the answers to these questions, you would need impeachment inquiry to empower Congress, Republicans and Democrats, to be able to get the answers that the American people deserve to know. I've had Democrats now tell me they're very concerned because they back this president based upon what he told America. And with each turn, we find that is not true.
Does it become harder?
Oh, also, even Democrats are eating their words. Yeah. Like AOC, probably Bernie. I already know that old battle axe up there in California, Maxine Waters, probably eating her words because he dipping into the church's money. Nancy Pelosi. You know what I'm saying? Let's be really real. You know what I'm saying? They thought they had a easy, what's the name, to bring into socialism, Marxist, fascist agenda through Joe Biden's senile ass. And guess what? They all getting financed and finessed out of their cash. And actually this part, I love it. I fucking love it. You know what I'm saying? That's what you get for trying to go ahead and stab the people in the back that voted your asses in. You know what I'm saying? On the props of democracy and so called freedom of this country. Even now, y'all been trying to silence the damn Constitution with freedom of speech and trying to turn 1984 in a brave new war. We see the whole writings on the wall with y'all. Let's continue.
With this other issue that you've got, and that is the funding deadline, will you be able to deepen this probe while also battling Democrats and the White House about funding government by September 30th? Walk us through your scenarios that you expect. Do you think we'll see a short-term continuing resolution while you finish the appropriations process?
Well, one of our goals is to change Washington. We're tired of these omnibus bills where Congress doesn't do their work like their appropriations. So in the debt ceiling, we put a provision in there. If you didn't do your job, there was a 1% cut across the board. It made a lot of members mad, but they're actually doing their work. I don't believe we'll have enough time to pass all the appropriation bills by September 30th. So I would actually like to have a short-term CR only to make our argument stronger. Because Maria, if we shut down, all of government shuts it down, investigation and everything else, it hurts the American public. But if we're able to pass our appropriation bills, we're in a stronger position to remove those Pelosi policies that are locked into law right now, the wokeism, the overspending, the non-security of this border. We want to secure the border, make us energy independent, make our streets safer, and let our parents have a say in their kids' education. We can't do all of that. And you want to go into that debate with the strongest hand. So if we could pass more, do a short-term one would make us in a stronger position, because over in the Senate, I'm sorry, the Republicans and Democrats are voting 97% to spend even higher than what our debt ceiling agreement agreed to. And
Are you
we're
serious?
in this discussion together. And so we've got to have a stronger hand. And I want to put us in the position to be able to get greater savings and take away all those Pelosi policies.
Would you be in favor of doing a short-term CR till when? December? January? What's...
The old Washington used to always try to set them up right before a holiday to pressure. I want to make sure we're able to set this where it's not by a holiday, that it's just enough time that if we can do more of our work now, that we could be in conference with the Senate. I would give us a short term, because Washington only works on deadlines. Give us that short term deadline that makes our policies stronger, that we've been able to pass them, and makes a stronger argument in committee to remove the Pelosi policy.
And one of the policies you've been pushing is energy independence. We saw Americans get hurt once again by inflation this summer. Gasoline all the way up to $7 in some areas. What can you do to affect energy independence?
Well, it affects so much from supply chain, inflation, how much money families have. And God has blessed this nation that we could be energy independent. We have proven it. But this policy of the Democrats really harmed us. It's made the world less safe and America weaker. So I will be traveling to Japan to meet with the G7 speakers, and we're going to be talking about energy policy. I think it would be positive that American natural gas replaces Russian natural gas. If we just replace Russian natural gas with American, in Europe alone for 1 year, we would lower 218 million tons of CO2 emissions because our natural gas is cleaner. America would be economically stronger, our prices would be lower, and the world would be safer. So I'm going to get together with the G7, all the speakers from those nations, and talk about energy policy and hopefully be able to make America stronger and the world safer.
A lot of breaking news here this morning. So you will be participating in the G7 speaker series in Japan in September. Real quick, you have mentioned Maui. President Biden has been in Lake Tahoe on vacation, but his team says he's getting updates on the disaster in Maui. What are your plans?
Well, it is devastating. I come from a firefighter family,
and he's still, you know what? And he compared Maui to him setting a fire in his kitchen. The same man that basically did not visit New Palatine, Ohio. You know what I'm saying? He did not visit New Palatine, Ohio, but he still got time to go ahead and take vacations. And how long he been in office? And how many vacations have he taken ever since he been in office? You mean tell me he cannot go visit them poor people over there in New Palatine, Ohio? Really? But this y'all president, right? Hey, black people, this y'all president, right? Fuck out of here. Got one more clip and we about to be up out of here.
That Joseph Robinette Biden Jr. is impeached for high crimes and misdemeanors, and that the following articles of impeachment be exhibited to the United States Senate. Articles of impeachment exhibited by the House of Representatives of the United States of America in the name of itself and of the people of the United States of America against Joseph R. Biden Jr., President of the United States, and maintenance and support of its impeachment against him for high crimes and misdemeanors. Article 1, abuse of power. The Constitution provides that the House of Representatives, quote, shall have the sole power of impeachment, end quote, and that the President of the United States, quote, shall be removed from office on impeachment for and conviction of treason, bribery, or other high crimes and misdemeanors, end quote.
Damn right.
In his conduct as President of the United States and in violation of his constitutional oath, faithfully to execute the office of the President of the United States and to the best of his ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. And in violation of his constitutional duty to take care that the laws be faithfully executed, Joseph R. Biden Jr. has abused the powers of the office of the President of the United States. In fact, using the powers of his office, President Biden has knowingly presided over an executive branch that has continuously, overtly, and consistently violated federal immigration law by pursuing an aggressive open borders agenda, by purposefully and knowingly releasing more than 2 million illegal aliens into the interior of the United States without the intention or ability to ensure that they appear in immigration court to face asylum or deportation proceedings. President Biden has intentionally facilitated a complete and total invasion at the southern border. That Joseph Robinette Biden Jr.
Charge that man with
is
treason.
impeached.
Charge that man with treason. Yeah, yeah. Charge that man with treason, for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? This is crazy. Do I have any more? Do I have any more? Oh, yeah. I told you he's the mafia, right? He's the mafia. Listen to this. This is gonna be the last clip, and you know what I'm saying, tie all this in together to the Biden crime family. Let's hear from the mafia.
They sold out the entire country. They sold out the entire country.
Yep.
When they're taking money from these countries and passing laws, they're hurting our whole country. We're giving billions upon billions, 113, 120 billion, I heard, to Ukraine. Hawaii, there was a disaster.
Yep.
I mean, it's terrible. You look at it, and he gives them $700 per family.
It's nuts.
So
it's
so I mean, that's what we say, it's nuts, but that's organized crime to a degree that is really disgusting.
Yeah,
you know, I wouldn't mind if somebody stole a little bit here, didn't pay taxes here or there.
Yeah.
You know, we can make a big stink about that.
For
but
sure.
these are the things that they're doing now.
Yeah, for
so
sure.
are they a crime family? I think he's definitely a crime family, and it's a perfect RICO racketeering act.
Yep. Well,
they sold out the entire country.
Even the
And they're
mafia
taking
know
money
about
from
this,
these
man.
countries
Even the
and
mafia. So again, what more can I say? Oh, I got more to say. I'm gonna come out with part 2. Be on the lookout for the Biden crime family part 2. To all you liberals, all you Democrats, yes, I said it right, Democrats, and to my fellow skin brother and sister in other community. Yes, that was just part 1. That was just a little warm up to get y'all infotained to what y'all really voted for. Because I'm sick of tired hearing people talking about you just voted Trump. All right, man. You know what? I want to go ahead and educate y'all, since y'all don't want to educate yourselves half the time about politics or what's going on in your so-called city hall or anything like that. You just go by what anybody just tell y'all. Yeah. Instead of doing your own research, come with your own opinion. Y'all motherfuckers still in the community voting like your granddaddies and grandmas did since the 1960s. All because of tradition. Yeah, I know Trump ain't perfect. You know what I'm saying? Again. He might have his ways too. Again, if you got something on Trump, send it to me in my community tab or email it to me. And I'll do an expose on Trump. How about that? I'm an equal opportunity and I'm non-biased. Okay? But you know, hold on, let me go off right up in here real quick. You know what I'm saying? Since I did start off playing this song. Joseph Robin Biden. You have disgraced the entire country with your senile ways. And you sold out the American public all for a bigger paycheck. And no, your son Hunter, he's not a masculine man. No, he's not like Sam. He's damn sure not smart like Michael. He's weak. He's weak like Fredo. You got Fredo, and Fredo got you in trouble, Joseph. Now be a man. Turn yourself in. But this has been Mr. O with the info. Give me what you need to know, but you ain't here for me though. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if you want to sock it to my pockets, you can hit it $MISTERO70. All cap, but no cap. On Cash App, PayPal, and Venmo. As I close this out, I want everybody to have a good night and be on the lookout tomorrow for more of this hot classic-ish over here at Mr. O with the info and the Ozone podcast. Arrivederci, motherfucker.
Mr. O with the info.